Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Anirudh and today's video is about the recent Israeli-Palestinian conflict. This is a three-part series and the previous two videos are linked down below in the description. Both those videos are about the Israeli-Palestinian history. I suggest you guys to watch both of them once again if you have already watched them, because this video will make more sense with a bit of information about their history. I also want to mention that this is not the first conflict between Israel and Palestine. This has been going on for decades, and this recent conflict was just another good example of the failure of Israel, Palestine, and the international community as a whole to bring a permanent resolution and long-lasting peace between both the sides. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Israeli-Palestinian conflict. In this video, we will be learning about the recent unrest in Jerusalem and the armed conflict between Gaza and Israel. At the end, we will also learn about the casualties suffered on both sides and also about the ceasefire. Unrest in Jerusalem. The protests on May 6th were sparked over an anticipated decision of the Supreme Court of Israel on the eviction of 6 Palestinian families in Sheikh Jarrah, a neighborhood in East Jerusalem. These protests very quickly escalated into violent confrontations between the Palestinians and the Israeli police. On May 7th, the Israeli police stormed the Al-Aqsa Mosque. The police used tear gas, rubber bullets, and stun grenades against the violent Palestinians. Violence coincided with Qadr Night, observed by Muslims, and Jerusalem Day, an Israeli national holiday. Around 300 people were injured in the confrontations between the Israeli police and the Palestinians. On May 10th, Hamas gave Israel an ultimatum demanding the removal of Israeli security forces from Sheikh Jarrah and Al-Aqsa Mosque. The same day, Hamas started firing rockets into Israel. Israel sees the rocket fire from Gaza as a provocation and retaliates. By May 16th, around 950 targets in Gaza were demolished by Israeli bombardment. This included high-rise towers, schools, and hospitals. As a result of the violence between Gaza and Israel, at least 248 Palestinians, including around 100 women and children in Gaza, and 12 Israelis, including one child, were killed. Thousands more were injured in Gaza. Attempts at peace. The United Nations attempted at brokering peace throughout the 11 days but failed. On May 13th, Hamas called for a ceasefire, but the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu rejected it. On May 18th, France, Egypt, and Jordan announced the filing of a UNSC, that is, the United Nations Security Council resolution for a ceasefire. At last, on May 21st, both Hamas and Israel enacted a ceasefire. Both sides claimed victory. Just hours after the ceasefire between Gaza and Israel, clashes erupted once again between the Israeli police and the Palestinians near the Al-Aqsa Mosque. Meanwhile, in Gaza, the leaders of Hamas claimed victory and said they handed Israel a crushing defeat. Let's get to know this conflict in the form of a timeline. On May 6th, Palestinians start protesting in East Jerusalem. On May 6th and 7th, clashes erupt between Israeli police and Palestinians. By May 9th, around 300 people were injured. This included mostly Palestinians and some Israeli security forces. On May 10th, Hamas starts rocket fire on Israel. On May 10th, Israel starts its retaliatory attacks on Gaza. On May 13th, Hamas calls for a ceasefire, but Israel rejects it. By May 16th, Israel strikes around 950 targets in Gaza. On May 18th, a UNSC resolution for a ceasefire is passed. By May 21st, ceasefire is accepted by both sides. Thank you very much guys for watching this video. Please like this video, comment down below, and also subscribe to my channel for more fascinating content. Also share this video to people who are curious.